Good afternoon, Trinidad and Tobago. I'm Karen Cozier Phillips. C News is live at noon. Topping the news at this time, 2 people are dead following an accident along the Uriah Butler Highway on Sunday afternoon. Now, according to reports, shortly after 4 p.m., Shiraz Mohammed, the owner of Shaz Wrecking Services, went to aid Terrence Allen, a customs officer whose vehicle had a flat tire. They were on the shoulder of the northbound lane of the highway near Charlieville when a Nissan Wing Road swerved in their way. The station wagon hit both men. C News spoke with Mohammed's brother Zainul Mohammed about the incident at the Forensic Science Center this morning.
We were just stopped on the highway to assist custom officer to change the tire. That is what happened.
What was that change tire?
Yeah. So this guy just bounced the 2 of them, threw him on the bed of the truck, and threw the custom officer underneath the van, underneath the truck now. Shaz died instantly and custom officer died after.
Mohammed of Barakpur would regularly assist police with the removal of vehicles from accident scenes within the Central Division. The driver of the Nissan Wing Road was taken into police custody for questioning. Zainul Mohammed explained it was the second tragedy to hit the family in recent months. He urged drivers to be more careful on the roads.
It's hard. We will go and have a place for them. And to all drivers, please be careful, take your time. Today, we have lost a dear one. Children will suffer, the mother will suffer. We lost. Don't let it happen to somebody else. Please take your time on it.
A family trip to the beach turned into a tragedy on Sunday after a 4-year-old girl drowned at Columbus Bay. C News understands at around 5 p.m., Natalia Samuel was with her family at the beach in Cedrus when the incident happened. The family from Beach Road, Fullerton Village, Cedrus, had sensed no danger as the 4-year-old was playing around in shallow waters at the beach. However, suddenly the little girl got into difficulty and went under. Her parents noticed her face down and rushed to her, but were unable to revive her. She was pronounced dead by emergency medical respondents at the beach. Trinidad Unified Farmers Association President Shiraz Khan says the government would have to change their attitude if they want the joint trade union movement to return to the tripartite council. Speaking on Good Morning Trinidad and Tobago, Mr. Khan said they had been disrespected previously.
When we were going to meetings, and according to the report coming back to us, is that major decision makers from the government were not there at meetings. They were not present. And then what happened is that we are talking there, but you had the Minister of Finance making claims in Parliament. Oh, 0%. Nobody discussed that.
He said this lack of respect forced to take actions like last week's march.
So we are forced to take action because prior to May 24th, 2015, they were accessible to speak because they were in opposition. And we are not having that collaboration and comfort in NTAP. And why it is that when we move out, all of you are asking, well, then treat us with respect. Treat us with the respect that we would deserve in 2015. We had with you.
David Walker believes Minister of Finance Colm Imbert has indeed stepped out of line by revealing the financial records of CLICO policyholder spokesperson Peter Permel. Mr. Walker says that such a move does not improve the standing of the country.
It is totally out of order for the minister to be disclosing what is, after all, private financial information in the way that he did. There is, in my mind, no justification for it, but I'd be willing to hear what the minister has to say about his justification.
He said while he awaited the minister's justification, it was not too long ago that the government criticized similar revelations of a minister's financial records.
I remember not long ago where a member of the current administration had her financial information disclosed by a bank, and they were up in arms about it. How does he now justify doing the same thing to Mr. Permel?
This is a CNews Live report at noon. Remember, you can keep up to date with all the latest news on our website at ctvtt.com, or you can check out our Facebook and Twitter pages at CNews Live. Soca artist Destra says she is okay. The Queen of Bacchanal took to social media to update her fans on her status after she broke her ankle falling through a stage in Bermuda on Wednesday night. On an Instagram post, she said, "Could have been worse. I'm okay. I'm on the road to recovery, you guys. It's been a crazy 72 hours. I want to thank everyone who kept me in their prayers, fans, friends, and colleagues during this time. All your love and messages of a speedy recovery kept me strong." She added, "I was in so much pain and so afraid, but thanks to God, all the doctors, nurses, and medical personnel that took great care of me, from Bermuda to Canada to Trinidad, and throughout all the pain and anguish, I made it through." Destra said she will rise like a phoenix out of the ashes. On Saturday, Destra's management confirmed surgery had been completed successfully and she was to be discharged from hospital on Sunday. Meanwhile, the organizer of the Bermuda Summer Fest event has said nothing was wrong with the stage upon which Destra performed. Andrew Holmes of 441 Productions told Bermuda's Royal Gazette newspaper the stage was not compromised in any way. He said the headliner, Sean Paul, was on stage right after and the stage was fine. He said it's just a very unfortunate accident. According to that Gazette, a witness said Destra fell while attempting to place her foot on a speaker, a move she had carried out successfully earlier in the show at Parlerville Car Park. Holmes supported this view, stating a couple of steps from the stage to the speaker stacks. She went to do that again, and unfortunately she fell. The only way I can describe it is an extremely unfortunate accident. We wish her a speedy recovery. Well, one of the events that the Queen of Bacchanal ultimately missed because of her accident was Caribana in Toronto this weekend. At that event, soca artist Marshall Montano shared the stage with rap superstar Drake at OVO Fest on Saturday. Drake, a Toronto native, performed his hits One Dance and Blem while on stage with the soca megastar, even putting a shout-out to Tobago in his verse. And in some weather news now, we touch base with Ian Wallace. Ian, good afternoon. We understand that Franklin is now a tropical storm in the West Caribbean. Tell us, what does this mean for Trinidad and Tobago and the wider Caribbean?
Well, Franklin, yes, is a tropical storm. It is of no threat to Trinidad and Tobago. It is heading for Central America, and so no threat to any Caribbean islands either. But it will be heading possibly for Belize City as it goes through the next few days. It's set to possibly come ashore maybe as near hurricane strength as we go through this evening. But obviously on its current course, obviously it's set to bring tropical storm force winds as well as some very high rainfall amounts, possibly some life-threatening floods, maybe up to 12 inches of rainfall coming across the hills around the Yucatan Peninsula of Mexico and Belize through Wednesday. Meanwhile, there's another system. This is basically just a disturbance, which is midway between the Eastern Caribbean and the Cape Verde Islands out in the Atlantic. This, again, poses no threat to Trinidad and Tobago, but it does have a chance of developing as it moves into some conditions which may be conducive, especially with the warm waters. But overall, right now, it is being limited by unfavorable upper-level winds, but we'll see how that goes through. So the two systems, Tropical Storm Franklin as well as this disturbance, are no threat to Trinidad and Tobago, and they're not set to impact us whatsoever as we go through the next few days.
Thank you very much, Ian. Ian Wallace, there, our meteorologist. Well, for this afternoon's weather, it's predominantly hot and sunny. Conditions can be expected. There is a small chance for light to moderate showers in a few areas during the afternoon. Seas are slight with waves up to 1.5 meters in open waters and near calm in sheltered areas. The Trinidad and Tobago Police Service is aware of pictures circulating online which depict a woman dressed in what appears to be a Trinidad and Tobago police uniform, posing in a manner which some may consider inappropriate. Corporate Communications Manager Ellen Lewis confirmed that the TTPS was looking into the issue. She, however, could not confirm if the pictures were that of a local police officer. Police are investigating a cutlass attack that occurred outside of a Princestown bar on Saturday evening. The video shows a man with a cutlass dealing several blows to two men who tried to flee. There are reports the attacker tried to have a conversation with a female he knew, but he was prevented by a male relative of the woman. At that point, feeling embarrassed, the man turned violent. The wounded men were taken to the hospital where they underwent treatment. Well, we start with news of football. Echo Pascal scored 18 points in his North Zone debut for Caledonia Clippers, but his performance was upstaged by the veteran Stephen Leiter Lewis, who scored 29 points in Defence Force 4-point win over Clippers. The game was held at the Jean Pierre Sports Complex on Sunday evening. Ian Wason has more.
Clippers desperately needed to win to keep their playoff hopes alive, and Defence Force needed to make a statement. So the Clippers brought in Echo Pascal from Petro Jazz, and Boxall came in for his first game this season. This dunk from Stephen Leiter Lewis put Defence Force up 35-33, and 4 points later, this put back from Leiter the score 39-33. But the Clippers were determined to get the W. They made a game of it, and Lawrence bathing at their behume. Clippers down by 7, 35-42. Boxall scored only 9 points in his first game, all 9 coming from beyond the arc. Pascal showing his all-star pedigree, going to the basket for 2 of his 18. Clippers on a 6-point run, trailing by 4, 45-41. This embarrassing block from Sean Lawrence, the ball eventually falling to DeMorel. He knows what to do. The deficit is now 3, 48-51. Leiter scored 12 points in the fourth quarter as he took control. The score here 77-70. And Devon Waddle scored a season-high 20 points. The score 79-72. But Pascal brought the score within 4, 77-81. But it wasn't enough as Defence Force maintained an unbeaten run with a 93-89 win, while the Clippers are in trouble of missing the playoffs for a second straight North Zone campaign.
By this loss, it can affect us pretty badly because that would make us 3 losses and only 1 win. So it will be very tough for us. I mean, if it have no other teams coming in, yeah, it will be very tough for us.
Yeah, the key to winning this game was hard work. What would be best in this last few minutes here. But like I see, I'm still doing my thing at my age. So yeah, we come out, we defend hard, and I think that was great for what we did in this last few minutes here.
Action will continue on Saturday at the Jean Pierre Sports Complex. Ian Wason, C Sports.
Well, Shark Attack was on the sidelines this weekend, not being able to play 2 games in the North Zone campaign. Reports say the North Zone General Council did not ratify the decision to allow Shark Attack a belated entry in the tournament. Sources told C Sports if Shark Attack played, then 2 other teams, Prisons being one of them, should be allowed to play. Shark Attack duo Orlando Mapp and Miguel Williams shared with C Sports their views on the matter.
Big team is big team. All right, and apparently teams who never make big four in their life, they thought they'd get you this season, but it wouldn't happen, right? Shark Attack back on the scene, and we come to do what we are accustomed to. We in charge.
I was kind of disappointed with the agreements and the thing I was saying before I came to game now, boy.
But I still say I go pull up at the slack and get my players together and come back and win this league and show them how easy it has been. Playing talk bad manners.
Shark Attack will have to wait and see if they would be able to play following a decision to be taken by the North Zone General Council at a meeting later this week. While the Trinbago Knight Riders and the St. Lucia Stars will meet for the second time on Monday in the 2017 Caribbean Premier League at the Queen's Park Oval from 8 p.m. TKR captain Dwayne Bravo is hoping his team continues their good form, while Stars captain Darren Sammy wants his team to rebound from the last game they have played. Kent Fuentes has more.
The Knight Riders defeated the Stars by 9 wickets in their opening game, and the captain Dwayne Bravo says this gives his team a level of confidence ahead of the rest of the tournament. With 5 games on the trot at home, Bravo believes the tournament will only get harder.
I don't think that's possible to win 5 games. That means we'll go 6 in 6. You gotta give other teams, credit as well. It's a tough competition. Yes, ideally we like to win as much as possible, but you gotta be realistic. Playing 5 games at home, I'll be happy to win 3 out of those 5. I can't say when and which team, but every point is crucial.
His rival captain Darren Sammy would like his team to even the score with the Knight Riders in their hometown.
We were very shocked. We didn't look like a team. It's just the first game of the tournament. Last year, the same fixture, we defeated them here at home. So hopefully we could take some inspiration from there. But one game doesn't win you a tournament. We will definitely improve, and no better place to start that path to what we want to achieve than right here in their own backyard.
Meanwhile, commenting on the recent offer of an amnesty by Cricket West Indies to its senior players, Bravo said it might help, but a lot more needs to be done.
Maybe the right step in the right direction for cricket lovers and cricket fans around the region. Maybe they might see a way out where they might see senior players back involved, but I think there's a lot more beyond that.
The Knight Riders and Stars will do battle from 8 p.m. on Monday night. Kent Fuentes, C Sports.
Well, for those of us who use social networks frequently within the last week, there's been a video making the rounds of a man performing on what is known as a dolphin board down the islands and crashing into the upper deck of a boat. Kent Fuentes spoke to the man involved in the crash, Berkeley Barrett of Liquid Adrenaline TT.
Barrett, an experienced water sport coach and a performer who also teaches wakeboarding, paddleboarding and other water sports, says he was not seriously injured and explained exactly what happened during the now famous incident.
Rome TNT hired me to come down and organize the dolphin board aspect and also the paddleboard and kayaking aspect of it. And while during my performance for the crowd, there was a little miscommunication between myself and the throttleman and the jet ski, and I was going to hold on to the railing to bust a little wine, and the throttleman kind of gave me a little too much power, and that's what caused me to get shot over the railing and, well, into the speaker box.
Being a water sport instructor, Barth emphasizes the need to practice proper safety procedures while attempting any such activity.
It is extremely important that you wear your safety gear. I am a big advocate for safety. Once you're on the water with us, you must have on a life jacket. If you're doing the dolphin board with us, you must have on a helmet because you're flying through the air and anything can happen.
He adds, even in our day-to-day lives, there are things we seem to take for granted.
Well, that's it for sport. And that's how we end our CNews report at noon. I'm Karen Kose-Philip. Remember, for up-to-date and breaking news throughout the day, you can visit the CNews website at ctvtt.com. Do have a good afternoon.